Hey guys, so today we're going to be starting ecosystems, and I've just planned vocabulary for today. That way, you can really get into it and you can use this PowerPoint or take notes through the PowerPoint, whatever helps you. So you can use that when you do your Google assessment, okay? Because it's all going to be about the vocabulary. All right, so we have a couple of slides here of some vocabulary words. This is ecosystem. And an ecosystem is a community of organisms, and organisms are animals, people, whatever, and their environment. It's what they live in, okay? Containing biotic and abiotic factors. So, a biotic factor is going to be living things that are in an ecosystem, like the animals, the plants, bacteria. The abiotic factors are going to be non living things like rocks, air, temperature, okay? So, if you think of the ecosystem of a fish in the ocean. So their ecosystem is going to be the ocean, right? And the biotic factors might be seaweed, sharks, whatever types of animals and plants that live around them. And non living things might be the temperature of the water itself, because we know water's not living. Could be rocks or sand that's at the bottom of the ocean if they're near that, right? So the next word is consumer, and a consumer is an organism that gets its energy by feeding on producers. So going into that, producers create energy. So a producer is going to be like a green plant, a flower, a tree, grass. All of those are producers. They're creating their own energy from the sun. They're making their own food. The um, consumer is the one who's going to be eating that. So the cow eating the grass, the producer is the grass. The cow then gets the energy from the grass. The cow is the consumer. A decomposer is going to be a like a mushroom or a bacteria that can decompose organic material. And those are really important in ecosystems, believe it or not, because they decompose waste. They decompose dead material. So like you have, let's say an animal dies in the forest and there's nothing to break down that animal, then it's going to smell really bad. It's going to stay there forever. It's not going to change, right? All right, so an energy pyramid is literally like the triangle pyramid, and it's a model that shows how energy moves through the food chain. So it starts with the producer that has the most energy, and then it goes to the next level that eats that producer. So let's talk about, I don't know, our cow. So the bottom would be grass, then it would be cow because the cow gets its energy from the grass, and then you've got the people who eat the cow. So the people get more energy from the cow itself, but they get even less energy than the cow had gotten. Okay. And then a predator is an animal that preys on others. So that would be like maybe a wolf, things that are going to prey on other animals. So prey is going to be the animal that's being hunted. So maybe a wolf is preying on a fox. Okay. That fox would be the prey. The predator would be the one doing the hunting. A parasite is an organism that lives in or on another organism. So those are things like ticks. Ticks are parasites. Fleas are parasites. Okay. Some there are intestinal worms that you can get. Those are all parasites because they're living off of something. The host is the animal or plant that it's living off of. Okay. So if you have a tick on you, you're the host. You're hosting that parasite. Okay. The humus is the organic component that's found in soil. Okay. Your topsoil is going to be the very top layer of the soil, the very top layer where all the nutrients are found for the plant. Population means all the organisms of one species that make up a population. So you're talking about, if we're talking about cows, we're going to talk about the entire crew of cows, okay? Community means all the populations living in an area. So how many different populations are there living in one spot? Habitat, which you should already know, is the natural home of a plant or an animal, okay? This word is pronounced niche, and it's an organism's role in an ecosystem. This is pronounced heterotrophs, and that's an organism deriving its nutritional requirements from organic substances. which means a heterotroph does not make its own food. We are heterotrophs. Our dogs are heterotrophs. Cows are heterotrophs. None of us can make our own food. And then on the opposite hand, you've got the autotrophs. The autotrophs create their own food. So those are going to be plants, algae, bacteria, okay? So go back through this PowerPoint, take notes, do what you need to do in order to get that Google form done for today. And if you have any questions about the vocabulary, make sure you contact me.